Hi everyone, it's me, Kevin, the Geeky Gamer here, and today I want to talk about Dragon Ball Xenoverse. Now, Dragon Ball Xenoverse is a game that came out last year in 2015, and this game is obviously about Dragon Ball Z. It talks about the story of Goku and his friends going through the adventure, and through the story of Dragon Ball Z. Obviously, it does not cover Dragon Ball, and it does not cover Dragon Ball GT, which is the one that had Gogeta, Super Saiyan 4 transformations, and Baby Vegeta and Omega Shenron. Yeah, those do not exist in this Xenoverse game. This Xenoverse game covers Dragon Ball Z to the Battle of the Gods movie and part of Frieza's Resurrection F, if I remember that movie. Right, Jesse? Did you see that movie?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you saw it. Well, I liked it. It was a pretty good movie. It had its moments, had funny moments, had some cool moments. Still iffy about the blue hair, honestly, and the whole phrasing of it. Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan. I don't understand that.
What?
Yeah, that's the name of of that transformation. It's called Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan.
Oh, whatever.
Anyways, they did change it. Recently they changed it, so now it's just Super Saiyan God mode. That's pretty much it. Okay, so let's talk about the game. Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse came out in 2015. I'm not sure around what time, but I think in the spring quarter of 2015. But I barely got this game this year, and I picked it up at GameStop for a relatively cheap price. It was a pre-owned game. But I do support that you guys buy the new copy so it can support the developer.
Liar.
And then the Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 comes out this year in the fall. So I did like this one, so I will probably pick it up. Now let me just talk about my review and my impressions of this game. This game is very good. I really love this game. I know a lot of people have a lot of love for the Budokai series. That one to me is a fighting game, Dragon Ball Z themed anime fighting game. This one, Dragon Ball Xenoverse, is more closely related to kind of something similar to Destiny, where in the same way it is an RPG system that has random number generators. Random number generators, as you may know, are things that you see in Diablo, Borderlands. It pretty much just tells you if you're going to get the good item or not. The way that this game works is that you play through the story missions. Story missions are just pretty much a story. You just go through the Frieza saga, the Cell saga, Majin Buu saga, stuff like that, right? And in this game, once you've done those missions, you get these missions called parallel quests. Parallel quests are just little fun missions that they add. They're like, here, fight 5 cells, or here, fight Buu, Cell, Frieza, Goku, Vegeta, all at once, or something. Things like that. Little fun missions like that. But in order to get the powers and the transformations and certain clothing, that's where the RNG comes in. Because you can be doing these missions several times and never get an ability that you want, or do it once and get the ability you want. That's how the RPG factors into this game, where you can buy clothes, equip them to your characters, and become as powerful as you can be through, like, you can get like Vegeto's clothes, you can get Broly's clothes, and they increase different stats on your character. Now, I like this game because one, it's an RPG, and it's a fighting game system. It's similar to Naruto, but it's just not as intricate. It's more button smashing, in my opinion. But it does have ki blast. It does have signature moves from the anime. You can get moves similar to Vegeta's Final Flash. You can get Super Saiyan 2 transformations. You can get Super Vegeta transformations. All those kinds of things. But what I like about this game more so than that it's an RPG and also has RNG mechanics, I also love that it is its own original story. You're a time patroller working for the Supreme Kai of Time. And in order to remedy all the negative things that are happening in history, you have to go back and help out those iconic moments where, like, Super Saiyan Goku transforms for the first time and you have to fight Frieza on the planet Namek, before it gets destroyed. What would happen is, like, the evil people in this game, one of them is called Mira and the other one's called Eren, I think. I'm not sure. But they're just throwaway characters either way. And they would infect certain characters in the history, make them way overpowered, and then you have to go in and rewrite history pretty much. You got to write it in the way that it was portrayed in the anime. Now, in the final part of the game, spoiler alerts, just to put it right here, you fight the true villain. I'm not gonna say the name because in case people haven't played it, but there is an overarching villain when fighting the two minor villains, if you want to put it in that way. But the story is good. It's very original. The way they integrate it with the whole you being a time patroller, you're working with the Supreme Kai, and you work with Future Trunks. So Future Trunks is your sidekick. So you could almost imagine this as a story game where You and Future Trunks are helping write the Dragon Ball Z history and making sure it's intact because the villains are trying to change it in a way where it's more advantageous for them. Now, this game has very memorable moments. Now, what I mean by that is that these memorable moments are Goku versus Vegeta, I mean Frieza, Vegeta versus Goku, all those moments that you saw in the anime, they're really fun to play in this game. And you truly believe and feel like you're playing through it, and you're also taking time because it's not like you just do the Goku Frieza battle and you leave. No, Goku actually acknowledges you, saying thanks for helping me out or stuff like that. Obviously, that doesn't happen in the anime, but it's pretty cool that in the game they do acknowledge your existence as a character, as a let's say whatever class you choose. I'll get into that in a second. And they do acknowledge your existence and your portrayal in time. And trust me, I think the story leads in a way where there's a pretty good payoff, and it sets up for the next game too. Which I didn't think they were. I don't think they knew that this game would be such a huge game. So far, it has been the highest-selling Dragon Ball Z themed game to date to make all the money. You know, this is the game that has made the most money for them, and they're obviously making a sequel. But they did have the foresight to set up the storyline, this thread, into a sequel. It wasn't just like a one and done story, and then they had to make up, a sequel storyline. No, they had already had it in plan. But the fact that it did really well, so that means we're gonna get a really good sequel. Now, what I like about this game is that you get to make your own character. You get to make your own time controller. Now, what this means is that you get to choose between 5 races. You can either become a female, male Saiyan, a female, male human, a male Namek, or I don't know if they're considered male. They're gendered. I mean, they are genderless. I don't know if you want to call it male Namek or not. But the point is, you get to make a Namekian. You get to make a Frieza. Like, they don't really have another name for them. They're just called Frieza race. And they are also genderless, so you just make one. And they're also male and female Boos, Majin Boos. I don't understand if Majin Buu was his name or they're just Majins. But the point is, you can make these characters. Now, I think that's one of the greatest highlights of this game is that it does allow you to make your own story. It lets you make your own characters, equip your own powers, equip your favorite powers and your favorite abilities that you want to portray in the game. Like this game, you can buy clothes to make you change how you look. If you want to wear Goku's gi, that's there for you. If you want to wear, the Super Saiyan, the Saiyan armor, or I mean the Frieza armor that Vegeta wears throughout the story, that's there too. You can wear Broly's clothes, you can wear Vegeta's clothes. There's so many options and customizations that you can do for your characters. You can change how they look, face, hairstyles, skin color, how tall they are, how skinny they are, how bulky they are. I think that's such a great feature to this game. And also since I also said that there was an RPG, there is a level up system. So instead of having to go through the similar way of Budokai, we have to go through fight through fight through fight through fight. And if you get stuck on a fight, you just gotta keep going, rinse and repeat until you beat it. This game has a level up system. Now, the level up system is a detractor but advantageous feature to this game. I love leveling up in games. I love knowing that my character is getting stronger. I just hate it when the leveling up process itself is such a grind fest. This game is very grindy, and you would have to spend a lot of time leveling up your characters to a high level. But once you get to that high level, and once you're able to get the best skills and some of the best moves, it is really fun. I have to be honest, it's one of the funnest games I've ever played based on a licensed property like Dragon Ball Z. I have played games like Naruto Shippuden and all those other games that come out on the PS4 and the Xbox One. And they're fun too because of the way the epic battles and the boss fights are. This one, the actual gameplay of and the kind of like the gameplay loop of playing the story, playing parallel missions, getting skills, getting better costumes, increasing your stats, all that feels very good. And it feels almost like Destiny, where you're constantly feeling like you're investing more time in your character and you're slowly progressing, getting stronger. So you pass a certain threshold where you can deal with everything in the game. Whatever the game throws at you, you're already equipped and knowledgeable to handle it. Now, another negative thing I have to say about it is that fuck the RNG system. I hate random number generators things because sometimes you're looking for this item that you want and it never drops. Right? Just don't you hate that shit?
I hate it, man.
He hates it. I mean, come on. How many times have we done the Court of Oryx or something for an artifact to drop in Destiny? How many times have we done Diablo runs and dungeon runs just to see if we can get that last piece of the set that you need for your barbarian or your wizard? Like, I hate things like that in a way. That's why I do like Borderlands, because Borderlands, you know where the things drop. You just gotta keep killing them over and over and over until the thing finally drops. but it's gonna drop, and it's not random where or when. These missions, they do have a specific list. It shows you in the beginning what drops from this mission, what clothes you can get, what skills and what items you can get from this mission. The problem is whether or not you get it, and then sometimes you have to do even extra mission parameters within the game. Like it might tell you gotta kill Vegeta first, then kill Goku, instead of the other way around. And then both of them might revive, and you have to fight them again. And then you still might not get the thing you wanted, and that's kind of sucks. Another thing I think that sucks about this game is that even though you can change clothes, some clothes have better stats than others, and so you end up looking like a culmination of different clothing, like to make your character be stronger. You'll be wearing Goku's shirt with Vegeta's pants, with Broly's shoes. Like it looks dumb unless you stick to a specific set. Later on in the game, once you're a high enough level, pretty much all the set pieces, like let's say for the Majin Buu girls, there's a set called the Light Heart set, and pretty much that has everything you would want for that character. If you have a Majin character that's all about ki blast and throwing projectiles, then you just equip the whole Light Heart set, so it looks fine. But as you level up throughout the game, starting from level 1 to level 80, you're going to be wearing a culmination of different items until you get to those high levels where you can get the sets, and the sets are powerful. Another thing I can't stand about this game is that it feels very unbalanced, especially for the PvE moments. I want to say PvE because there is a multiplayer to this game. You can go online and fight other people. I have not done it. I hate, a game like this. This game is too unbalanced to be able to play online. I don't know how people will stand it, but you can play online and you can play on the story mode and parallel quest. But you can tell that some moves are just way too powerful, way too strong than other moves. It feels a little unbalanced. The combo system's cool. The moves from the show are cool, but I think some of them are way too powerful. Or it's unbalanced. You can tell which moves are the best for sure, and everything else is just crap. So then it kind of forces you to stay in a certain pool of moves and ultimates, and there's like a lot of ultimates and a lot of moves in this game, but most of them, 80% of them are crap. The only 20% are actually good. So I would like to see them in the sequel to rebalance this. Other than that, I still give this game such high praise. I had such a good time, but it is a climb to get to that point where you feel like you're getting powerful and stronger, and then you're able to be a lot of parts of the story in the game. So that was my review of Dragon Ball Xenoverse. I highly recommend it. You guys should pick it up if you like that type of game. I have explained the faults and the goods of it. And that's pretty much it. And Xenoverse 2 comes out later in 2016, so I am looking to pick that up soon. So that was it, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and geek out and stay cool.